What's up, my people? Y'all already know what it is. Another poetry night. Shout out to my cousin Harry for this idea. He told me to write about believers and non-believers, but I just chose to sum it up by writing about believers, so it wouldn't be too long. All right, let me get into this. A believer knows the Big Boom theory is not true, and it's no mystery who made the earth and painted the skies blue. A believer knows race doesn't matter, even if you're a Jew. Christ died for all, not just a few. A believer knows none of the devil's tricks are new. A believer knows our battle is not against flesh and blood, and our bodies go back to the dirt and mud. A believer knows the meaning of the rainbow after a storm or flood. A believer knows we don't have to commit suicide because our King already suffered and died, and we can get through anything as long as we stay by his side. Whatever we need, we can expect him to provide. His help is for all people everywhere. His love is worldwide. A believer can foresee hidden danger. A believer can see the intentions of a stranger. A believer knows to be careful of his anger. A believer trusts God with his wealth, not a banker. A believer is careful of the company he keeps. A believer seeks God's protection while he sleeps. A believer will get up on faith and take a leap. A believer knows his soul isn't cheap. A believer knows you sow what you reap. A believer knows the enemy is already defeated and can never win no matter how he cheated. A believer won't relax until his enemy has retreated. And a believer won't stop until his mission is completed. And that's my poem about believers, y'all. Like, share, and support. Good night.